The village nestled among ancient oaks, where time seemed to stand still. The ancient trees, with their gnarled branches and thick trunks, had witnessed countless generations come and go. Their leaves whispered stories of old, tales of love, loss, and the simple joys of life. Rolling hills embraced it like a mother's arms, cradling the village in a protective embrace. These hills, lush and green, were the guardians of the village, shielding it from the outside world. They were a constant reminder of nature's enduring presence and the beauty of the land. Life flowed slowly, like the gentle stream whispering through the valley. The stream, with its crystal-clear waters, was the lifeblood of the village. It provided sustenance, a place for children to play, and a soothing soundtrack to the villagers' daily lives. Its gentle murmur was a lullaby that calmed the soul. It was a place where secrets whispered on the wind. The wind, ever present, carried with it the sense of blooming flowers and fresh earth. It rustled the leaves of the ancient oaks, creating a symphony of nature that spoke to those who listened. In this village, the wind was a messenger, sharing the secrets of the past and the hopes of the future. And Cedric carried one, heavy in his heart. He often wandered the village, lost in thought, seeking solace under the shade of the mighty oaks. The weight of his secret was a burden he bore alone, a silent struggle that no one else could see. Cedric, a young man with eyes reflecting the deep blue of the summer sky, felt trapped. His eyes, though bright and full of dreams, often held a distant look, as if he were gazing at a world far beyond the village. He longed for something more, something that the village could not offer. His father, a respected craftsman, dreamed of Cedric following in his footsteps. The workshop, filled with the scent of wood and the sound of tools, was a place of pride and tradition. Cedric's father had spent years honing his craft, and he hoped that Cedric would continue the legacy. But the young man's heart was not in it. But Cedric's heart yearned for a different path, a path leading to the distant city and its bustling life. He often stood at the edge of the village, looking out towards the horizon, dreaming of the adventures that awaited him. The city, with its lights and endless possibilities, called to him, promising a life of excitement and discovery. Cedric knew that he had to follow his heart, even if it meant leaving behind everything he had ever known. Every sunrise brought a fresh wave of guilt. Cedric loved his father dearly, but the lie he carried felt like a stone in his gut. He desired his father's approval, yet feared his disappointment. The weight of the secret pressed upon him, threatening to suffocate his spirit. He sought refuge in the forest, seeking solace among the ancient oaks. Their gnarled branches seemed to understand his turmoil, their leaves whispering tales of courage and truth. One afternoon, Cedric stumbled upon a clearing bathed in golden sunlight. There, seated on a moss-covered stone, was Elowen, the village elder, known for her wisdom and gentle nature. Her eyes, as blue as the summer sky, held a depth that spoke of years spent observing the ebb and flow of life. Cedric, drawn to her calming presence, poured out his heart. He confessed his secret, his voice trembling with a mixture of fear and relief. Elowen listened patiently, her gaze never leaving his. She spoke of the cost of lies, how they create walls between hearts that were meant to be close. Elowen respect is not earned through deception. It is built on a foundation of honesty, even when it is difficult. Her words struck a chord deep within Cedric. He realized that true respect, both for himself and for his father, lay in embracing his truth.
Section 5. Echoes of Truth. Elowen's words echoed in Cedric's mind as he walked back to the village. He knew what he had to do. The fear of his father's disappointment remained, but it was now overshadowed by a stronger desire. The desire to live authentically, to honor his own path. The path ahead would not be easy. He knew that honesty often came at a price. But he also knew that living a lie would cost him his self-respect, and ultimately, the respect of his father. Section 6. The Confession. That evening, Cedric sat across from his father, his heart pounded in his chest like a drum. He took a deep breath and, with a voice filled with both trepidation and resolve, confessed his dream. He spoke of his desire to experience the world beyond their village, to forge his own path. Silence filled the room. Cedric's father's face, weathered by years of hard work, remained an unreadable mask. The silence stretched on, each tick of the clock on the wall amplifying Cedric's anxiety. Section 7. The Price of Honesty. Disappointment clouded his father's eyes. He spoke of his own dreams, of passing on his craft to his son. His words, though measured, carried the weight of unfulfilled expectations. Cedric felt a pang of guilt, knowing he was the cause of his father's sadness. Yet even amidst the disappointment, Cedric sensed a glimmer of understanding. Perhaps it was in the way his father looked at him, no longer with anger, but with a newfound curiosity. Section 8. Forgiveness and Acceptance. Days turned into weeks, and the village, once shrouded in a cloud of tension, began to breathe easier. The sun rose and set, casting its golden hues over the fields and homes, marking the passage of time and the slow healing of old wounds. The initial tension gradually gave way to a tentative peace. Neighbors who once avoided each other's gaze now exchanged nods and smiles. The air, once thick with unspoken grievances, began to clear as people found the courage to forgive and move forward. Cedric's father, though still grappling with his disappointment, began to ask about Cedric's aspirations. It wasn't easy for him. The dreams he had for his son were hard to let go. But he knew that understanding Cedric's heart was the first step towards mending their strained relationship. He listened intently as Cedric spoke of his plans, of his desire to learn and grow. Cedric's eyes sparkled with passion as he described his vision for the future, a future that was different from what his father had imagined, but filled with promise nonetheless. One evening as they sat together under the soft glow of the oil lamp, Cedric's father spoke. The flickering light cast shadows on the walls, creating an intimate space where words could flow freely. It was a moment of vulnerability, a moment where past and present converged. He spoke of his own youth, of his dreams of adventure, dreams he had sacrificed for the security of their family. His voice, tinged with nostalgia, painted pictures of a younger man filled with hopes and ambitions, a man who had chosen a different path for the sake of those he loved. He spoke of his pride in Cedric's courage, his willingness to chase his own truth. It was a pride that came from seeing his son embrace his individuality, from knowing that Cedric had the strength to forge his own path, even if it meant facing uncertainty and challenges. The village, too, began to reflect this change. Community gatherings became more frequent, and the laughter that echoed through the streets was a testament to the healing that was taking place. Stories of old feuds were replaced by tales of reconciliation and newfound friendships. Cedric's projects, once met with skepticism, now garnered interest and support. Villagers who had doubted his unconventional ideas began to see the value in his vision. They watched with curiosity and admiration as he worked tirelessly, turning his dreams into reality. Cedric's father, once a silent observer, became an active participant in his son's endeavors. Together, they built not just structures but bridges of understanding and respect. Their bond, once strained, grew stronger with each shared effort, each moment of collaboration. As the sun set over the village, casting a warm golden glow, there was a sense of peace and unity. The journey of forgiveness and acceptance had not been easy, but it had brought the community closer, weaving a tapestry of resilience and hope. Cedric and his father stood side by side, looking at the horizon. The future was still uncertain, but they faced it together, with hearts full of hope and a newfound understanding. The path ahead was theirs to walk hand in hand as they embraced the promise of tomorrow. Section 9. The Healing Power of Truth. Cedric realized then that truth, while initially painful, had the power to heal. It had bridged the gap between him and his father, forging a new understanding, a deeper respect. The fear of disappointment had been replaced by a bond of love and acceptance. Cedric knew that his journey wouldn't be easy, but he faced the future with a light heart, knowing he had his father's blessing and, more importantly, his respect. Section 10. Reflections on Respect. Life, like the winding river, continued its course, meandering through the valleys and hills, shaping the land as it went. Just as the river carves its path, so too do our experiences shape our character and our understanding of the world around us. Cedric, emboldened by his father's acceptance, went on to pursue his dreams. He left his village with a heart full of hope and a mind brimming with aspirations. Each step he took was a testament to the newfound confidence that respect had instilled in him. The journey ahead was uncertain, but Cedric was ready to face whatever challenges lay in his path. He carried with him the lessons he had learned, the importance of honesty, the value of integrity, and the strength that comes from being true to oneself. These lessons were not just abstract concepts, they were the guiding principles that would shape his decisions and actions in the years to come. The courage to be true to oneself is not always easy to muster. It requires a deep understanding of who we are and what we stand for. Cedric knew that this courage was essential for living a life of authenticity and purpose. He faced the world with a determined spirit, ready to embrace his truth no matter how difficult it might be, and the understanding that respect, like a delicate flower, blossoms in the fertile ground of truth and acceptance. Just as a gardener tends to his plants with care and patience, so too must we nurture our relationships with honesty and respect. It is through this nurturing that true respect can grow and flourish. And so the tale of Cedric serves as a reminder that the cost of respect is not silence or compliance, but the courage to embrace our truth, even when it is difficult. It is a reminder that respect is earned through our actions and our commitment to living authentically. Cedric's journey was not without its challenges. There were moments of doubt and fear, times when the path seemed too difficult to navigate. But it was in these moments that Cedric's resolve was tested and strengthened. He learned that true respect comes from facing adversity with courage and integrity. For it is in those moments of honesty that we truly honor ourselves and those we love the most. Cedric's story is a testament to the power of respect and the importance of living a life true to oneself. It is a reminder that respect is not just about how we are treated by others, but also about how we treat ourselves and those around us. In the end, it is our commitment to honesty, integrity, and authenticity that defines who we are and the legacy we leave behind.